number on the top there. I'll change that. The first one that we've got is the 008. I'm sure you want to be reminded about the 008. Because 008 doesn't have indicators. It's got 40 definite character positions. So you think of 40 little boxes all in a row. And just to make things totally confusing, the first box is 0, not 1, it's 0. The second box is 1. So this is the first 18 positions, and the last 4 positions are common to all material. Then the positions in the middle here are different depending on the type of the material. So if we go to here and type in 008, there are no indicators, there are no subfield codes. We've got all materials, so 00 to 17 and then 18 to 34. When you get to 18 to 34, you go off to these other things to find that. And then the last ones are here. So we go into all materials. And our first ones are the date. And that date is going to be in reverse order. So where's my template that I'm going to start with? This one. Okay, so the date in reverse order is going to be the year is 20, the month is June, and the date is, goodness me, the 9th. So we already had that to start with. The next one is only one spot, and it's telling us what type of publication it is. So this is only a one-off publication of the audiobook, so that's going to be an S for a single publication. Where is the S, you say? Oh. Oh, come on. There we go. There's the S, single known dates. If it was a serial, then we've got a continuing resource currently published. If it's a serial that's no longer being published, then we put in a D. And when it's so this is the single date of publication. If we had a different date of publication to the copyright, then it's a letter of something else that I can't remember. Okay. I think leave it as an S. So the next 4 positions are the date, and that's the date that it was published. And it's only the year. So it's just going to be, I'm going to get lost with all my pages here. Find the year that this was published. 2001 is the copyright date. We've got 2002 is the P date, the phonograph date. Oh, good. That's going to be fun. Okay. Our back cover, what does it tell us? Yes, copyright 2001, and yeah. The first point of information should be this thing, the actual disc. So we've got a copyright of 2001 and a phonograph date of 2002. Take that as the published date. So I'm going to go here and say 2002. So it's the date of publication. Then we've got 4 spots because we don't have, I'm not going to put down a second date here just to make things simpler. Leave the next 4 spots vacant. Place of publication. We've got a place of publication. Not on that, we don't. So have we got a place of publication on this? No. Have we got a place of publication down here? Yes, it says Melbourne. Melbourne's the first one mentioned, so we go with Melbourne. Melbourne's in Australia. So this is just the country that we're putting here. Country codes are yet another thing we've got to look up. I've got a whole lot of stuff ready, and geographic codes, countries. Over here. Come on. Oh, 2003. Last updated 2008. Wow. There it says 2012. Okay. So I've just copied this page from the internet because it was hard to find. When you go into Marc 21, you look for the Marc code list for countries. Countries is the 008, what you're doing in 008. So I'll just go into the name sequence. And we're looking for Australia here. And it's AT. We could go down into, we could look up Victoria, I suppose, if we want to be really specific. Yes. It was coded AT in Australia before 2005. It's now VRA. So we've got to leave 4 spots and then put in VRA. So that brings us up to number 18, position 18. So we'll go back. So number 18 is our material specific codes. Go back over here and have a look at, it's an e-book, isn't it? So we can leave an e-book as a book. It's not an e-book, it's an audio book. It's still a book, isn't it? It's not a map, it's not visual, it's not a continuing resource, it's not music. Not computer files, it is still a book. So we'll go into book and look at that. So 18 to 21, we can put in if it's got illustrations or portraits or coats of arms or any of those things if we want to, or we can just leave it at no attempt to code. The target audience, again, I wouldn't bother. But I'm showing you this so that if you come across a 008 field and you want to know what all these silly initials mean, you know where to come back to have a look for it. The form of the item. So this form is actually a direct electronic because it's on a optical disc. So if you wanted to, we can say 18, 19, 20, 21, and then just put a Q there. It's direct electronic. The nature of the contents. What have we got? None of these, really. It's a story. Is it a government publication? Is it a conference? Is it a Festschrift? Is it an index? Does it have an index? We don't have to put any of those in. Yeah. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And now we'll go back to the last few items. So we're now up to number 35. Bring this across and make it wider. Number 35 is the language, which in this case is English. And it's not modified. We haven't modified the record. We're just doing our original record. And the cataloguing source, the very last thing, I'm doing the cataloguing, and I am not a national bibliographic agency. I am not a cooperative cataloguing program. I'm another. So I put a D. And I'll say D for did it myself. That's